Hi, do you struggle to set boundaries? Or when you do set boundaries, you struggle to enforce them? I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. And in my last workshop, there was some women that had the same issue. So I thought I'd do this video to help you understand a little bit more why you feel that way, why you struggle with setting boundaries, say, for example, in your relationships. In the early days, I struggled to set boundaries with my children. You may struggle to set boundaries with your friends or family or even work colleagues. It's a pattern that is across the board. If we struggle to set boundaries in one relationship, then we often struggle to set boundaries in other relationships. So what I wanted to help you understand is that the problem of not setting boundaries or enforcing boundaries is not the real problem. So let me explain that. It's that not setting boundaries is a symptom of something else, the real problem that's going on. And the best way for me to explain it, probably visually, is with my dolls. Now, please don't laugh, but if you can think that this girl doll is your adult version of you. So this is your conscious adult version. So you're an adult, and if it's a boy, then that's okay. This is a boy. Just think of it, if you're a guy listening to this, it's the same principle. Just think of this doll as you as an adult. Now, this little baby or child is your unconscious mind. So this is your inner child, okay? You growing up as a little child, a little boy or a little girl. Now, boundaries. The real problem with boundaries is that our conscious mind, so our adult conscious mind, is going, no, I will not accept that. Say in a relationship where your partner says something to you or does something to you, your conscious mind is going, no, I will not accept that. But your unconscious mind, which controls up to 95% of what you do. It's like the iceberg theory. I don't know if you know about that. So your unconscious mind is actually controlling everything, nearly everything. So it's all right for your conscious mind to say something or do something, but your unconscious mind is going to override it. Have you ever been in a situation where your conscious mind is saying this and your unconscious mind is saying this, and you're having a battle inside your head? You feel like there's two people in your head, or two voices, different voices, and they're having a battle as to who's going to win. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your conditioning and your programming, your unconscious mind is going to win nearly every single time. Okay? So in a relationship situation, if your partner says something or does something, I mean, let's do the extreme. If they hit you, your conscious mind is going, no, I will not accept that. But your unconscious mind is controlling the situation. Now, let's talk about that a bit more. Your unconscious mind is your beliefs, your thoughts, your programming, your conditioning, your values, your core needs. Everything about you is in your unconscious mind and controls everything. So your unconscious mind, if you grew up, because the brain when the child is growing is like a sponge. We absorb all the messages around us, good and bad. And that becomes our conditioning or our programming, like a computer, that we take on to adulthood. And so if our conditioning as a child, like me, I grew up with an abusive father. He was an alcoholic. He wasn't abusive to me, but there was abuse in the family. So that was my programming. I was exposed to abuse. And so therefore, my brain, my conditioning was that this is normal or this is acceptable because it's already been programmed in my brain. So I become an adult, and if I've had that sort of conditioning, often you will find that because we think it's normal or it's okay, we may even attract partners because of that conditioning or programming that abuse us mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually, whatever. We unconsciously, remember your unconscious brain is controlling us, will pick out or accept that sort of behavior in someone, in a partner. And our conscious brain's going, no, 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 I'm not going to accept this. But our unconscious brain is going, well, that's normal. It's okay. Can you see where the conflict is? Where the conscious and the unconscious brain is fighting against each other. Let me give you another example. For example, with boundaries, when friends, this is a good one. I had a friend where she was always late. We'd make a time to catch up, and every single time she was late. And I'm not talking 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes even. Like we're talking an hour, 3/4 of an hour to an hour that she would be late. Do you have any friends or family or anyone you know that you associate with that are like that? So my conscious brain for me is going, I don't want to be sitting here waiting for an hour for my friend to turn up. And I'm just over this. And I shouldn't have to put up with this. And so my conscious brain is saying this, but my unconscious brain, if I've had that conditioning and programming in my childhood, and that's going, well, that's okay. You know, if I leave, then they'll think that I don't like them or they're not important. So depending on my conditioning and my programming, my unconscious brain will override what my conscious brain is doing. And so therefore, I will accept that treatment from a friend of being an hour late every time. It's only a pattern. It's when we as adults begin to realize this pattern is not working for me. It is not acceptable anymore. As our conscious brain is going, I'm not getting the results I want. I am not going to put up with this anymore. Then we can start looking at our unconscious brain and why we've put up with it in the past, what conditioning we've had, what programming, what are our beliefs, why we're accepting this behavior instead of setting boundaries. And then once we identify that, then we can get to the real problem and change it. So I hope that helps you. Please comment below if that makes any sense to you, if you can relate to this, or if you know anyone that can relate to this problem or this issue. And comment below. Please share this. It's all about, I love paying it forward. One of my philosophies is to pay it forward. So anything you learn, any epiphanies you have, please share it with friends and family that you know of where it may be able to help them pay it forward. I'm Lynn Croker, Superwoman versus Real Woman.